This week, Netflix announced its second quarter earnings for 2018. It achieved record revenues and earnings, but the stock still fell 15%. Why? Because they added roughly a million subscribers less than what they had estimated. I'm not worried about it though. Guiding the exact number of people who'd sign up for a service in a 90-day period is a difficult task. But if you look at their track record, it's safe to say that they've trounced all expectations. Whenever they've missed their guidance, they've come right back stronger in the following couple quarters. So while the investors may continue to worry about the negative cash flow and increasing competition, it's helpful to remember that the stock had already doubled in the last 7 months. Yes, 7 months. With 130 million subscribers worldwide and continuing global expansion, Netflix continues to be the leading streaming business in the world, and this video is not about bashing Netflix or its content in any way. I love Netflix as a service and would like to see it succeed. But as a user, I feel there are some, call it pain points or opportunities that I feel Netflix can address right away, which would not only increase user engagement, but make the product a more central part of our lives. In this episode of Technically Yours, we will discuss 3 ways it can do so right away. One thing that you would notice is all of the 3 things have something in common, which is how to deal with this world in which Netflix is just releasing new content every single day. For example, it eyes to about release 700 original series in 2018. Now, as a subscriber, it is just impossible to keep up with it. On one side, it feels pretty overwhelming, and on the other, you really want to catch up with all the good shows that you would like to watch. But how do we solve this? Now, these 3 points are actually also have a common theme of addressing this thing. So let's start with the first one, which is my list. So when this thing started of exploding content, the way I saw and used my list was where everything I wanted to see, I would put into my list and would go into my list and start watching something. But now, over time, I've added so many things to my list that whenever I really want to watch something, I really don't have time to go all through all that is in my list. And because everything is supposed to be a different theme or a different mood or a different length, I just get confused. And what I end up doing is just come home and again choose something from the popular list or something from the trending now list, just because it's too confusing to go through the my list now. Because if you are heavy user like myself, your my list is really kind of a mess. So what I would like my list, like Netflix to do with my list is, first of all, arrange it in different ways. So different times I'm in different moods. Sometimes I just want to watch a documentary. Sometimes I want to watch a show, a TV show, which has less than like 30 minutes episodes. Now, right now, there are no filters, no sorting methods. If you look at every other service, it does that. For example, Spotify would allow you to break down your kind of music by the way you want it, by the genre, by the time, by the mood. Netflix has so much data about all the things that are going on, including the quantitative data, for example, the length of the episodes and the year of release and the ratings, and the qualitative data, like the moods they are made up of, what kind of content it is, which country was it made up in, which language it is in, right? So I really think Netflix should solve this problem of everybody's list by allowing the options as you go into Amazon and buy any product. You can filter and sort by the producer, by the size, by content, by ratings, by dollars. The same way, if they do this to my list, it would be really good. I mean, I would really then start using my list as an option. Otherwise, it just is becoming a flooding mess of different titles that I wanted to watch, but it's difficult to search for. Second thing that I really would want to do is preview analytics, which is, for example, if I see anything that I would like to watch let's say I have time and I go through like different things to watch. Now, the problem is I don't know any of these shows, what quality they are and what they're about, because most of them are new. So what I would usually do is I'll go down, DuckDuckGoose, for example, myself, I don't know anything about DuckDuckGoose. I would open 2, 3 different tabs. First, I would go to IMDb. I would look for whatever the movie is, let's say DuckDuckGoose. I would look what the rating is, what users have to say, what the cast is like. So, okay, now let's go there right away. DuckDuckGoose has 5.2 star ratings. That is, I would simply move on. And then if something has a good rating, and in that case, let's go with Set It Up. I have seen that trailers just because it has always been on my home screen, which is what Netflix does to promote the original content, but 6.6. Okay, let's say this was 8.6. Then I would go into YouTube or stay here to watch the trailer to understand if it's the kind of content that I'm in the mood of watching. And it's really difficult if you keep opening different tabs, for example, YouTube and IMDb, to keep researching content and going back here. I think with different content that is less well known to the users that Netflix keep adding, I think they really, really need to add some preview analytics. For example, here, I would love if they had like a title here, and if they had a trailer right here and the average IMDb rating. Now I understand IMDb is owned by Amazon and not Netflix, but at least they can add, if not IMDb ratings, they can add a user ratings, which is another thing that they have actually turned down on. Right now they have a thumbs up and a thumbs down. Before they used to have 0 to 5 stars. So over time, with the viewership that Netflix has, I'm sure it would have more data than IMDb, and it could, if not critics rating, at least they could add the average user ratings here and the trailer, so that we could get the information about the thing that we want to watch right here and not have to go back and forth. The third thing that I would actually like is, again, solving the same problem in the world of increasing content as a subscriber, as a watcher, to the third point is actually not a pain point. It is more of increasing the amount of things that we can watch and increasing our consumption. So the thing is, like, I watch Netflix now when I'm at home, when I have some free time and I'm doing nothing else or having dinner. I would, with the amount of money Netflix is putting in into its original content, I'm sure it can have much more time of our lives than it is having right now. One example of that could be whenever I'm on roads or traveling or just even walking, I listen to different podcasts and audiobooks. I would love, for example, Netflix to offer an audio service. So, for example, I'm a comedy buff, and Netflix has a really huge library. It has really been serious about comedy since in the last year, and they've added so many originals in you can see all of this that has a Netflix tag on it is an original comedy stand-up performance. So I really love comedy and I have so many things I want to watch, but there's just not enough time. Now, technically speaking, I don't have to really watch the videos. I mean, it's always good to watch someone while they're performing, but I can listen to a lot of new artists, for example, on an audio. So it would really be good for Netflix to offer in their Netflix phone app an audio service through which many of the videos might qualify for audio only. They can even sell a different subscription service to add, like, let's say $3 a month to listen to the audio option, but that would be really good. So summarizing, first thing what I would like is to watch, have more control over the content, more control over my list. So filtering, grouping, sorting by qualitative and quantitative measures. Second thing is preview analytics. So if I want something, I would open it up. Here should be the trailer, the average user ratings, IMDb ratings, and what people have to say. And the third one is an audio offering, just to keep up with the content. A lot of content could be audio consumed, and it would really be good with the amount of effort and money that Netflix puts in, that it would have a larger part of our lives, and the service itself would become more sticky and something that we would really never want to leave. Watching. I'm Sunny Goklani. If you are a Netflix subscriber yourself and have more suggestions, leave comments below and share this video with your friends and subscribe to this channel if you did like the content. There's also a new podcast channel by the name of Technically Yours, where I share everything that I'm excited about in the world of technology and how it's changing our lives. I really hope I gave you something to think about, and hopefully to Netflix as well. And see you soon.